Question of the day. How much money should the average man spend on an engagement ring? Let's talk about it. Hey, 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 Charisma here. Welcome back to Charisma Daily. If you're new here, hello. Today we're going to be dissecting this question that a lot of people struggle with. How much money does the average man or should the average man spend on an engagement ring? And I'm going to showcase a story that is out there. And this is by Soskas, Value Money, Value, Value Money, I think it's called. But the podcast is called Suscast. And they're talking and sharing a story about Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons is the Nets point guard. So, he's rolling in the dough. And how much money did he spend on his engagement ring to his girlfriend? And now that they've broken up, he wants that ring back. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this.
Simmons reportedly wants the $800,000 engagement ring back from his former fiancee, Maya Jama.
$800,000 for an engagement ring. Let that. I need to put this on full blast here. $800,000 for an engagement ring. Let that soak into your brain that this guy, Ben Simmons, spent. Now, this was back, I believe, in February, a couple months ago. And now that they've broken up, well, hey, he wants it back. But let's continue.
Okay. Now, my question is to you, Adam. What are the rules when you get engaged? Is the ring temporary? Is the ring like a holding place? If you guys decide not to go through with the marriage, do you keep the ring? Do you not keep the ring? What do you say the rules of getting engaged?
Okay, so this dude just spent $800,000 on an engagement ring.
By the way, not even the dress.
No, do you know the average guy spends, I believe, $6,000 on a ring?
Okay.
And I want to say that less than 10% of men will spend more than $10,000 on a ring.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to think it's closer to 7%. So let's just start off with the fact that this dude, Ben Simmons, spending $800,000 on a ring is an absolute anomaly, okay? And an absolute ridiculous situation for a man to be in. Why would you spend that type of money? You must think it's going to last forever, right? Well, how familiar are you with Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is an NBA basketball player. His last relationship was with, drumroll please, Kendall Jenner.
That's right.
Before Devin Booker.
That's right.
Now, all you have to do is use this thing called Google and Google, how do Kardashian relationships work out for men? I think you already know the answer. How do the relationships work out for NBA players with Instagram models? Not too well. So am I shocked that Ben Simmons' relationship with this woman, this Instagram model, Maya Jama, didn't work out well? Not in the least. Am I shocked that spending $800,000 on a woman for an engagement ring after you've known her for a year didn't work out in your favor? Not shocking. By the way, if you know anything about this guy, Ben Simmons, mental issues and emotional issues, to say the least. Okay, you're talking about a guy who got ran out of Philly, traded, couldn't mentally take the fact that he was dealing with the drama in Philly, couldn't even play basketball for a year because he had an injury. He was depressed as fuck.
Wow.
Okay, so whoever's in this man's ear needs to say, Ben, we got to do better here, brother. You're dropping almost $1 million on an engagement ring for a girl you barely know because Kendall Jenner broke up with you. Do better, homie. So to this girl's credit, though, she gave him the ring back. Very interesting.
That's good.
So, respect to her for that.
Yeah, respect, because most women will want to get the ring back. And I think you should give the ring back. It doesn't belong to you. Okay? If you're not going to marry the man, give him his ring back. Whether he spend $50 or $800,000 on a ring, an engagement ring, which is a promise to marry. That's what the engagement ring stands for. So if the marriage is not taking place, give the man back his ring. Please, ladies.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, essentially, like, I don't know. I feel like when you're gonna not pursue somebody, and if they were to spend anything on a ring, I think it's not even so much the amount, it's the value, like the meaning behind the actual object. You know, like this is representing us being together. For you to keep that, it's almost disrespectful. You know, it's like I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna move on. You know, I'm gonna keep you here and remind a reminder that I didn't pursue you and we didn't work out, and I'm gonna maybe pawn it and do whatever. But it's the respect thing. It's even like a self-respect thing, ladies. You know, you don't want to continue to do something and have something that holds past value and stuff like that. But
In addition to that, she mentioned about it's self-respect, which is true because you're the one that he shouldn't have to ask back for the ring. You should give the ring back. Don't even wait to ask. But the other thing is that in addition to self-respect, is that it's bad karma. Why would you want to hold on to an engagement ring when the relationship didn't move forward to marriage? Why would you want to hold on to that? Or why would you even want to pawn it and spend the money from that ring? Why? Why would you? It doesn't make sense, and it's not good at an energetic spiritual level. It is not good. So give it back, please.
my question is now to you. Okay, not $800,000 you spent on a ring. Okay, what would you spend on a ring for your beautiful lady? What's that number for you?
Well, I think there's a rule that you spend 3 months of your annual salary.
Yeah.
So let's just do basic math. If the average man is making 50 grand, half of that is $25,000. So that's half of that would be 12,500. So spending $12,000 on a ring is not far fetched for a guy that makes 50. But we just established the fact that the average ring basically costs 6 grand.
Yeah.
So most people are cutting the number that they should be spending in half. Okay.
But you're not average.
I'm not average. No, I little words of wisdom here. I bought a ring for a girl. It cost me about 25 grand. Okay. At the time, this was 7 years ago when I was engaged. Didn't pull the trigger. Got the ring back. Market value for the ring tanked. I got the ring back. I was like, I don't need this engagement ring.
Right.
By the time that I get engaged or married again, I'm not going to give the girl the same ring I get. I'm out. Let me get done with this. I got back, I think, 12 grand. So less than half of what I spent on the ring. So cars, clothes, jewelry, you don't necessarily get your money back. So in this instance, I didn't get all my money back, but I do appreciate that the ex gave me the ring back.
Yeah.
She's now happily married, happy for her. But these are the types of situations you have to have a conversation with your girl about. Is there a family heirloom? Is she comfortable taking a family heirloom? Is she comfortable wearing a ring that's, doesn't have the same image that all her friends have? I told you this before. The reason I spent so much on a ring was because all my friends' wives had fucking bling, bling, bling going on their ring.
Yeah.
And my girl was like, oh, getting advice from this girl. This is what you need. This is what you need. But listen, like we said, kind of with the wedding day versus an actual marriage.
Right.
The ring is kind of the unifier. It's in the engagement thing. It signifies the marriage. That's what you put on the wedding. But it's also the ring that the woman is going to last, hopefully, the rest of her life. The ring is very important.
It is.
You don't want to chimp out on the ring, but at the same time, I'd rather the girl have a dope ring and the wedding be kind of low key because the ring's on her every single day.
Right.
Versus basically kind of being cheap on the ring, but balling out on the wedding.
Yeah.
And the wedding's there.
Nobody
gone in
remembers.
24, 48 hours.
No, I'd rather
And now she's got this shitty ring and being like,
look
okay,
at this thing.
motherfucker,
But our wedding was great.
But our wedding was great.
Yeah.
So these are types of things that you have to plan for in advance.
So now my question to you is,
Yes, I
when
agree.
you have someone like Ben Simmons, spit some advice for my homeboy, when it comes to women falling in love with your eyes, what is your thoughts on rushing to marry a woman? He just got a relationship with Kendall, and then he found this girl and he said, I'm going
Yeah.
to marry her. And he spent all this money on this girl and it didn't work out. So what advice would you give to men when it comes to
Okay.
rushing into marriage?
Yeah, rushing.
Hmm.
Number one, there's no rush. By the way, Deli, pull up this girl's image real quick. Maya Jama, is that her name?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's take a look at this beautiful girl right there. So one of the things I always say with men, let's find a, okay,
Hmm.
let's just take a look at her.
Mhm.
Hit
Wow.
images if you would.
She's a television presenter.
Okay, so she's a Instagram model, television girl. Scroll in on this a little bit. Okay, very attractive girl
Yeah, she's very
by
attractive.
any standard. Good looking,
Hmm.
brunette, sexy girl.
Mhm.
It is so easy for a man
Hmm.
to look
To
at her and be
fall.
like, I love her.
Hmm.
I told you my friend about every time I take
Yes.
him out, he's like, oh, I fell in love again tonight. Oh my God, she's so hot. I'm in love. I'm in love. We all have those types of friends. It is so easy for a man to fall in love with his eyes, to look at a
Hmm.
woman and be like, I love her. They often say a man falls in love with his eyes, a woman falls in love with her ears. A man
Mm.
will look at a woman and be like, I love her.
Mm.
She's beautiful. A woman will hear what a man stands for, hear what a man says, hear what he has going on in his life, hear the vision that he'd like to create for their life,
Exactly.
and then fall in love.
Hmm.
But as a man, you have to understand it's difficult to do, but try your best not to be blinded by a woman's beauty.
Yeah.
Okay? A beauty will attract you to the woman,
It's not going to
but
keep you
her
though.
inner beauty is what should keep you there. I've
Exactly.
said this all the time. I know growing up in Miami, I know so many models in Miami who are gorgeous, very easy on the eyes.
Mm.
But once they start talking, expressing their
Mm.
beliefs and what they stand for and what they're looking for, it's very easy to be turned off. As a man, a woman might not initially be into you,
Mm.
but you might have some game. You might spit some game that you will make a woman fall in love with her ears.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
as a man, for Ben Simmons, clearly he fell in love with his eyes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He fell in love with this beautiful girl.
Mhm.
But a guy like that can have any girl he wants. Be very choosy, especially when you're young. These guys, they're 24 years old, 22 years old, 28 years old, worth $100 million.
Mm.
Go slow, homie. Drive
Mm.
slow.
Hmm.
Life is long. Don't just meet a hot chick and get wiped up engaged.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're begging for your $800,000 engagement ring back. Luckily for you, she gave it back.
Yes.
So just be very choosy and take your time as a man.
Mm.
Let it marinate. Like grandma in the kitchen in an old Italian home, let the pasta marinate a little bit. So if you like that clip, click right here to.
Oh my goodness. So there you have it. Ben Simmons spent $800,000 on an engagement ring. Then he asked for it back, but she gave it back, which was good. So tell me, I want to hear from you as always. What, as a man, and you've gotten engaged or you've gotten married, how much money did you spend on an engagement ring? And if you were to get married today, how much money would you spend? Would it be based on the 3 months, which is generally the rule, or would it be based on a different number? And if you were engaged and the engagement was broken off for whatever reason, did you get the ring back? I want to hear from you. Whether you are watching on the show on YouTube or listening to it on one of the podcast streams, I want to hear from you. I love to hear your comments, your feedback. I look forward to it. And as always, remember, people don't have to love you. They don't even have to like you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see. Take care and bye for now.